Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is David with Side of Tech. So nice to see you, and I want to wish you guys a happy new year from me here at the studio. And I apologize, I'm not feeling too well. I'm a little bit under the weather. So if I do sound a little bit scratchy, it's because my throat's hurting. So just please excuse that. And I hope we can still have a great time today. So in today's video, we're going to be going over the products that I really regret buying this year, and some I have actually returned. So if you're curious to see what's on my list, stick around until the end of the video. For this year, we're on the road for 1,000 subscribers. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I really want to earn your subscription today. So guys, without any further delay, let's go ahead and check them out. Alright guys, so let's get onto the list of items. And guys, please keep in mind that this is all my opinion. For some people, some of the products that I mentioned here today are the perfect products for them, so just keep that in mind. And the first item that I have here, I actually don't have the physical product of this anymore, so we're going to use my QC35 ones as a placeholder here. The first item that we're going to cover are the QC45 headphones. And when I first got them, I was super excited. I even posted on my TikTok a pretty fun little video. But the more that I started to use them, I really didn't like the sound signature that the QC45s offered. So with the original one that I have here, these feel a lot better than the QC45s. The 45s actually felt a lot cheaper and more plasticky, which is pretty surprising. The one good thing that came out of getting the QC45s is that I found out that I was very sensitive to high frequencies, S sounds in songs and in videos. So I believe in the sound world that's called sibilance. And please correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not a sound engineer or anything like that. Every single time I would raise the volume on these things, oh my god, my ears would like bleed. Not literally, but it sounded horrible to me. So I decided to keep them for about a week and try them out, and hopefully they broke in, but they actually did not, and they just sounded exactly the same. I just wish the product and the app on your phone just came with a feature where you can change the EQ settings, because I feel like that could have fixed a lot of the problems that I had with the headphones. A lot of other brands do have that feature, like the Sony, I always forget the name of these things. They're like the XM4s, something like that. I'll go ahead and show like a picture of them. But sadly, the 45s did not. I'm gonna go ahead and keep my 35s for now. They're great headphones. I've had these for like I want to say like 4 years. I've had them for a long time and they haven't failed me yet. So again, I'll keep these, but I was super disappointed that I did not enjoy the QC45s. So that is number 1 on my list. All right, so the next product that I regret purchasing in 2021, oh boy, this is gonna be controversial, but it's the AirPods Max. Now, before you guys flame me and all the Apple people come after me, I myself am a huge Apple sheep. I have a MacBook. I have the whole entire Apple ecosystem basically. But the main thing that still is in the back of my mind when purchasing these things is that I spent $550 on these things. Everything about the design is just top notch. It's super high quality. The ear cups are all made of aluminum and you have a steel band around, so super flexible. I wouldn't be worried about the build quality of this thing. And also the features. The active noise cancellation is amazing. And then the transparency mode is just on a next level. It's above the AirPods Pro. Again, like I said, the overall package is great. But yeah, it's pretty disappointing for you to be spending $550 on headphones that don't fit you well. These headphones are not big head friendly. There's no audio jack on these things. I can't edit with these because there is a latency issue with them. It's not crazy or anything like that. When watching media like YouTube videos and stuff like that, it doesn't bother me, but when I'm editing, there is a noticeable delay. And then you have to purchase a separate audio cable that works with Lightning so you can hook it up into a normal 3.5 audio jack. These charge through Lightning. Like, why? Okay, tangent is over on these things. I really wish that they will improve these headphones in the future, and knowing Apple, they will. It just takes a while for them to do it. But in the meantime, I will enjoy watching all the YouTube videos and listening to music on these because they still sound great and they are pretty decent. Okay, So the next product that I'm going to be going over is the Apple battery pack. In a previous video that I went ahead and put out, I went over 3 of the most popular MagSafe battery packs. The only deal breaker is, man, it's just that price. This thing is going for $99 and it can only charge my phone up to 60%. You don't get any kind of cables or anything with it. It just comes with this thing alone and that's it. And in that video, you could really sense the frustration that I had in my voice. I really didn't like the product for the price that I paid for it. And keep in mind, I got this thing on sale. I got it for $20 off. So I got it for $79.99. And not only can you get better performance from these battery packs than the Apple one and get more charge out of them, you're also going to get these at half the price of the Apple one. Now, don't get me wrong, the Apple interface on your iPhone or your iPad where you can see the battery's level and everything is pretty great, but all the other features that the Apple battery pack was lacking, I felt like was picked up by Anker and other brands. So for those reasons, I really couldn't justify spending $100 or whatever I paid for it. To me, it wasn't worth it, and I felt like I could get a much better product rather than the Apple one. Alright guys, so for the next products, I don't really consider them disappointing products or anything like that. It's more that I was regretting the purchase because it didn't have the exact feature that I want. So for example, this is the Logitech G915 and this is the full-size version. I only use this product with my PC. I don't use it with my Mac. I didn't really need the number pad. It was just kind of unnecessary and I didn't really need these hotkeys like in the corner. I went ahead and did some more research. I found out that they made a TKL version, which is the one that I normally use now. Let me get the TKL version and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is the TKL one. Yeah. When desk space is so limited because I love my gear and all that, I don't really find a need to go to the full-size keyboard and have the number pad, and that's mainly what I use my PC for. It's just gaming. So again, it's not like I don't like this product. I really love this product. I just didn't need the extra length of the number pad to be on there. And if you guys want it, I can go ahead and make a comparison video or maybe even a review video on these keyboards. Just go ahead and let me know in the comments below. All right guys, so for the last product that I regret purchasing in 2021 was a 3-in-1 charger that I covered earlier this year from Belkin. And again, like I said previously, these last 2 products, I just didn't like certain features about them, but I did like the actual product. So for me, I didn't really need an Apple Watch charger. I felt like the charger was just way too big on my desk, and it really did make for a better nightstand charger. So when I found out that Belkin made a 2-in-1, I naturally picked this up. I could put my iPhone on here and then my AirPods, which is mainly what I charge at my desk anyways, because I always wear the Apple Watch and there's no really need to charge it throughout the day. But I have to say, when I first purchased the product and I reviewed it, I was very happy with it initially, but did not realize that it was just way too big and I didn't need the additional feature. And one thing that I really found out in 2021 is that smaller is sometimes better. Alright guys, well I really hope that you enjoyed today's video and I really hope you enjoyed watching me for 2021. I can't believe we're moving on to 2022. This year just went by so fast and this is a super exciting time because I have so many plans for this channel. I can't wait to reach, for 1,000 subscribers. That's my next main goal and I hope you achieve all the resolutions that you made for yourself this year. But yeah, I have a really great feeling about 2022. Stepping off my soapbox. Everything is linked down in the description below. Whether you like the products that I showed today and they look kind of interesting to you, hopefully they work out for you guys. Also, feel free to follow me on all my social media. But again, thank you so much for watching me in 2021. My name is David, serving you a little side of tech, and I'll see you on the next video. Happy 2022, guys.